All right, we are back here on Forevercraft. It is another beautiful day in this beautiful world, and it is time for another live stream Thursday. I am excited about it, so I hope that you guys are too. And we have a bunch of things that I do want to get work done on today. I do think that the first thing that we're going to do is probably break down this entire shovel, maybe. Wait, I have my second monitor on. And I have the sound. Give me a second. I can turn that down. Getting an advertisement on my own stream. I do apologize. But anyway, it is good to see you. Happy Thursday. It's a good feeling to be back, and we will pull out the stream book. I just wanted to make sure that I could mend this area right here. And in the last video, we have been getting a bit of mud, as you can see. And hopefully I have enough. I can show you guys how much I do have. I have my fingers crossed when it comes down to it. We can place down a bit more of this dirt right here and clean the last bit of this area out. I do kind of get all of my mud manually for the most part. It is pretty inefficient, but I do like playing that way. Along with it is also worth mentioning, I am starting, at least for the beginning of stream, instead of doing the stream playlist, having all of my songs that I've ever liked over the last 3 years of playing Minecraft. So we'll have to see how that turns out. I feel like there's a bunch of hidden gems that I have not listened to in a long period of time. And then there's probably also going to be some sound effects maybe, or even, I don't know, just some songs that don't really fit the vibe. So we'll have to see what happens. It is going to be a bit more of an adventure for tonight, but we can place down our stream book right here, and we can start to place y'all's names into the world. Thank you for coming and hanging out and spending a bit of Thursday with me. Hey, Cliff, thank you so much for coming and hanging out before bed. Super quick, and even if you're just coming and saying hi, it is good to see you. We have caps lock on. And so we have Cliff Watts, 3775. Oh, I hit escape. No, dude. I messed it up. 1 second. Have to do it again. $37.75. And then we have Boogoo too. It is good to see you. $60.85. Along with we have Rex and Ryan too. It is good to see the both of you guys. So we can put you into the stream as well. And I'd love to know what has been highlight of your day. For me, I have a feeling it's going to be stream tonight. It's really so fun to be able to come and hang out and just spend some time with you guys. But I did take a hot tub before this, which was nice. However, I went to the grocery store 2 days ago, and I feel like I already need more groceries. And I don't know how. I try to stick within under $50 if I can per week, just for myself, for groceries, and I've been very good about doing that. But I spent $45 at Target 2 days ago, and now I'm almost feeling like I'm not gonna have enough food to last throughout the weekend. So we will have to see what ends up happening. But actually, in one of our most recent videos, it might not have come out yet, I did actually end up getting into a bit of a to-do list, which we've done a bit of, and we're going to continue to work on tonight. We are going to start stream with a bit of a material collecting adventure, and I'm excited about that. So we have decorate the lake area, hit XP farm, craft a fishing rod, enchant a fishing rod, which we have already done. And this is some of the other music that we have. As we were talking about, not everything on stream playlist tonight is going to be what I usually have. I don't know, I feel like I like this song enough right now. At the same time, no, I don't. Maybe not. And it might be too much for me to have to go back and forth and back and forth. So maybe we do start back out on our stream playlist over here. I'm fine with that. It can be a groove. But anyway, we got our fishing rod. We already enchanted it. We did hit the XP farm. We did go fishing a bit. And we have done a bit more on the path area, which is where we're at right now. But I do want to continue to decorate the lake area, which is the big thing that we have on the to-do list right here. So that is kind of part of the plan for today. Oh, I didn't save with anybody. Dude, why is it not? Wait, did it all go in here? Oh, it's on this page. Wait. Can I get rid of that page? Oh, no. Okay. Maybe I just copy this one. I place it on this one, and today is the 7th. Along with Ice, it's good to see you, my man. Quick question. Do you have VR? No, I don't have VR. Why? Any reason in particular? Boom. So we have you in the stream book too. So anyway, that's part of the game plan for today. And in order to start the adventure, I do have to go and get my horse named Blippery, who is all the way down over there. So that is the start of stream for tonight. And I did hit the XP farm the other day, and I did get a couple of these ender pearls. So I do kind of want to throw them and try to see what it's like. I never do the ender pearl experience. So just wait for it to go and spawn me over there. Just to teleport. It's kind of fun. Hey, we got Chazardus too. It's good to see you, my man, the goat. No, that is you. Yeah. It's fun doing it like that. Okay, we have, I think, one more pearl to throw. I need to get more of these, dude. That's so fun. I never do this. That's mad fun. We have to do that. Chazardus, why don't I put you into the stream book too? And here we are, already on page 7, which is awesome too. So bada boom. We got you into the book, my man. It is good to see you. Let's head back up here. I think my horse, yeah, Blippery is up over here. Okay, so the first part of the game plan is for us to go and try to find a water sort of area. And oh, look at the view too. I'll look at the lagoon area from over here. It's awesome. But the first part of the plan is going to go on a bit of an adventure, a bit farther away from this area, just so that I can get some clay and some sands. And I have no idea what this lake area is going to look like, but I kind of want to try to see if we can experiment and try to see what sort of lake we end up coming up with on stream. So that'll be fun, and it won't be a final product because I do need to get some things so that we can make cattails, which includes like green glass, I think, and some brown candles. And I don't even know how to get candles. So I am going to have to figure that out. Along with, I am noticing actually that Cobb's iron farm is still working. And it is day 14,884. Wow. We're getting close to day 14,900. And who knows, we might actually get to that on stream today. We'll have to see. So anyway, I think I have some space at least in some of these shulker boxes. Everything is kind of all over the place. I think I have some space for me to get materials that we do need just to make this lake area. And I am hoping that it's not one of those things that usually happens when you're building in Minecraft where you're like, I don't need too many blocks, and you end up being like, oh, I'm not even close to how many I actually need in reality. Or you're like, oh, I only need a little more after you start for the first phase and you go back for the second phase and you're like, oh wait, I'm not actually even halfway. And I've had both of those things happen to me. And so here we are, it's beautiful. This is over by the mob spawner, but I don't think it's even used anymore. At least I'm not sure if it is. But it is beautiful. I think Cobb made this over here. I like this area. There is tons of sand. I do want to go a bit farther away. I don't want to be that guy that takes all of the sand from over here. I don't feel like anyone would super care. It is still kind of far away from like Cobb's base. You can kind of see his roof over there. I don't want to. I don't want to be that guy though. So boom, Slippery. We will come back to you. And I was hoping I am going to nab this boat that we have. And we can make our way, I don't know, we don't have to go too far, but we're going to go a bit of a distance and try to get all of those things that we want. Oh, Rax, you're working a whole ton. I'm assuming you work more than in the morning, and now you have to work in the evening and then over the weekend too. That does sound like a lot, my man. Yeah, Ice, you do have a V in your name. That's interesting, you didn't put it there. Noticed that before. I feel like Pandemonium, who is another member of Forevercraft, I feel like he also probably feels that way sometimes with his username. I'm not sure if he notices it too. Oh, Rex, Ender Pearls were always your favorite before Elytra. I always had a stack on you. That's awesome. Did you always make like an Ender or something like that then? I feel like that's the way to go. And we do have one here on Forevercraft, but that has nothing to do with me. That would take such a long time to actually make. I was hoping for there to be a bit more clay right around this area, but it does seem like it's... there's a bit right here. I guess we can go and nab a bit of it. And maybe actually as we make our way inside over here too, that might not be a bad idea. Okay, so why don't we finish recording, and we will make a new cinematic along with... Okay, I have to hit the shore very quickly because we do have a gold or yellow shulker box right here, and I do have another shovel, which is exactly what we need. You can see that our main shovel is about to die, or about to break, and that's fine. I do think I might, yeah, I do have Respiration 3 and Aqua Affinity as a thank you to Plato. So when it comes down to actually being able to breathe and stay down here, he has made it a billion times better. So thank you to him. It's 9 a.m. on Friday there. Man, it's crazy how the time differences are. For me, it's 5 p.m. Man, I am sorry that if you are working the whole time that you have to do that, though. I'll work over the weekends. But I am honored that you, at least, I am honored, I do apologize about that, but I'm honored to be able to spend some time with you. That you would have chosen to come and spend some time with me. Genuinely, so thank you, dude. And I hope that the workday goes by quickly. And I do hope that you have something that you're looking forward to after work, too. Or even in like a more like a macro sort of way. Like something that you're looking forward to after the brunt of the work week, I would say. Tomorrow is my Friday, and I actually am not working on Sunday, so I do happen to have 2 days off, which is super awesome. However, at the same time, I do have a pretty demanding day tomorrow and Friday. Actually, I take that back. It's a pretty normal day on Friday. However, at the same time, we have a thing at the end of the day, I would say, that's demanding. And I'm the sort of person that likes getting the tough thing done or the hardest part of the day done as quickly as possible, because I like to kind of like eat the worm or eat the frog or whatever it is. So I do have to be on tomorrow. But it's been, I can be very thankful. I'm definitely in a miniature chapter of life where we had a snow day tomorrow. And then I actually get to have a double day or 2-day weekend, which is coming up tomorrow. So it was a good feeling having that on the horizon. And I look forward to all the different things I can do in Minecraft and Forever Craft and all those sorts of things. Man, this shovel is actually, it's held up way better than I thought it was going to. It definitely has like only a couple more hits in it, but still. Okay, so we can continue along in this direction here, and I think that, yeah, we have another, actually 2 different veins of clay right here. I feel like usually for me, it's much more difficult for me to find clay, but we are finding success with that tonight. And anyway, yeah, are you guys excited for anything this weekend? Anything cool going on for you guys? We can continue to collect all the things that we have right here. And hop right in here too. And let's see. Oh, we actually already have a good amount. That is a good feeling. Why don't we place down this white shulker box, and we can put all of these things that we don't really need for the time being in here. Maybe even the crossbow. I'm definitely going to have to do a bit more organizing at some point in time. Okay, so we have that one. And then we also have another one down here. For me, when it comes down to things to be excited about, I'm just kind of excited to get even more things done in Forever Craft. I do know that we're going to finish the lagoon area, and I have started to work on a big build in my creative world, and I'm excited about that, but it still has a good amount of fleshing out to do, and it's going to be pretty material intensive, but I just love building, and it's fun to start to be able to think about new ideas after having committed to one project and starting to see it come to a close and thinking about what are the next things that I might want to do. And I do have a lot of ideas. Hey, we have Arya too. It is good to see you. Happy Thursday, or maybe Friday for you. But we can put you into the stream book too. It is good to see you. And tell me about your day. What's been the highlight? What's been the low light? We happen to be collecting a good amount of clay. And it's not even for decoration, which is pretty much how I always use it for, but actually to do terraforming with, and I'm excited about it. I don't really know how much I do need. We are kind of just going by, I don't know, the seat of our pants with this one, I guess you could say. Man, I do have to say, actually having Aqua Affinity makes all of the difference in the world. Hey, and we have Empress Carms here too. It is good to see you. Thank you for leaving a comment on one of the most recent videos. It's Friday there in the Philippines. Happy Friday. I can put you into the stream book too. A very long stretch of assignments from college, Arya. We're on day 14,885. Let's go. Tons of assignments. Hopefully you can grind them out. Hopefully you got them done, but hopefully you can actually grind them out, maybe before Friday. That's what I used to do, and that's what I still do. If I have to grind, and I don't today, which is nice, but if I have to grind on my Thursday night and do nothing that I want to, just so that I can actually enjoy Friday, Saturday, and maybe even Sunday, I will do that. Even if I have to stay up late and I do nothing but just like work, and like work during dinner and like even work after dinner and that sort of thing. And even stay up past my bedtime sometimes, just so that I can have a free weekend. I try to do that as much as I can personally. But Empress Carms, don't you worry, I'm going to put your name into the stream book. I did just see that we had this one vein of clay, so I had to grab it. You know how it is. Alright, we can step back into the stream book right here. And thank you for coming and saying some hi and sending some love from the Philippines. Okay, not too shabby. Also, I forgot this this diamond shovel that we have has silk touch, so we're actually just gonna get the blocks like that, which is a nice thing. Let's try to finish off using this shovel that we have. Let me change the song very quickly too. Man, I always get so relaxed when I get to hang out with you guys. Honestly, thank you for coming and spending some time with me. Oh yeah, Fox, I'd love to see the video when it's done. Oh, Chazardus, how's your day been too? Oh, Ice, that sounds awesome, dude. Dude, that sounds great. I didn't actually see that message beforehand. Dude, that sounds awesome. If I had VR, I'd totally be down for it. I feel like Minecraft VR is crazy. I feel like I saw one video about it and people were like wilding out about it. Could be fun, maybe especially if you get the hang of it. Ice, if you are still watching, definitely tell me, what are your thoughts about Minecraft VR? I feel like that's pretty crazy. Along with, I do have a video coming out pretty soon about the next Minecraft update about Chaos Cubes, and I think that it's honestly a reason to come back to the game. I think I was doing a live stream about that recently too. I'm very excited, honestly, about Chaos Cubed. I think that it's going to give players a lot more options than we're actually expecting. And I have no idea if there is a release date about it, so if you guys do know if there is a release unexpected for it, I would love to know. Okay, cool. Actually, I didn't even register. We have broken that shovel. RIP to it, but I'm also happy to have one extra inventory slot at the same point in time. I do oftentimes, as much as I can, try to save my shovels or any of my diamond tools, any of my tools actually that I use in general, because I do enjoy kind of using them for accent pieces, but that one, for whatever reason, for whatever reason, when I was starting a stream, I was like, should I try to conserve this one or should I just use it? For whatever reason, I was like, you know what, Slip? You're just going to use it this time. So whatever. make sure that we get the rest of these blocks over here too. So anyway, yeah, on my end, I guess today has been a good day. When people ask like how's it being an elementary school teacher, I say that the good days are really good and the bad days are really bad. And I think I really mean that. And today was the day after a snow day. And I'm at a really interesting phase in the school year, especially with this particular class, for me as a teacher that is a bit of newer ground, but in only the best way possible. Pretty much all of these kids, everything that I'm spitting at them, they're just eating back. They're just eating up. And I don't know if that, if like pretty much all of both my classes are so proficient with pretty much everything second grade that a lot of them are moving on to third grade related math concepts. And sometimes the review for some of these kids is like, oh my God, they're just eating everything back up for the end of the year review. And that's a really interesting thing. And so I am challenging them and pushing them and reviewing at the same point in time. But I also don't want to do it too far because two reasons. It's weird as a teacher because in one vein it's like, well, if the kids are ready for it, then you just want to continue to push them as far as possible. But when you're a teacher, if I'm being completely honest, if you don't have teaching materials like I happen to be doing right now, teaching without having to pull from all these different things and not have like a curriculum or things to like have, all these kids do to help them practice, that can be a very difficult thing when you're a teacher. And so it's very difficult for me to even push forward some of these kids because of how time intensive it is. I can print out all of these things that are even like the next grade level and challenging. And so that can be very difficult and it's very time consuming. And then if I start teaching too much, and this is a weird thing and I'd actually like to know your opinions on it, because this is kind of just like a thought dump. Yeah, I genuinely would love to know. If I start teaching and teach the entire class pretty much all of the things that the next grade level teacher is going to teach them, then the next grade level teacher is going to have nothing to teach with. Imagine like, the teacher starts teaching for the next school year, and immediately the kids are just like, Mr. Slip taught me that already, like I already know it. Like that's awesome, except for when halfway through the school year, that teacher now has no teaching materials either. And so now they're kind of just in like crisis mode trying to figure it out. And it's for a good reason. Don't get me wrong. But being a teacher is also one of those jobs where like the amount of overtime, the amount of just like, the amount of time spent actually doing it. It really is a lot. Like, I think it's something that people don't really recognize unless you happen to be a teacher. And it's getting more and more intensive, just like most jobs over the years, too. And so it's so much more, it's like double, almost triple the effort to try to do everything a teacher is doing, especially when you don't have something kind of stable to rely upon when it comes down to helping you assist with the progression of the kids' learning, if that makes sense. And if you take from the next grade level curriculum, it's an ever ending, or it's a always continuous cycle. So it's a weird thing about being a teacher. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. And do be honest, because I am looking to do the right thing at the end of the day, but it is also just very difficult. Hey Zordo, it's good to see you, my man. Thank you for coming and saying hi. We will put you into the stream book, and I do hope that you have a good day at work, my man. I can take you from the last stream that we had and put you into the stream book just like that. Thanks for coming and saying hi, my dude. Hey, JD, it's good to see you too, man. I didn't even see you right in there. Thank you, dude. I've been enjoying the videos, of course. We can put you into the stream book as well. And also, I do think you've inspired me too, and really helped me. Actually, here's one thing I wanted to tell you, JD, if you're still here. So I got a comment that inspired one of my most recent videos. That was about how this guy is 27 and he just started playing Minecraft, and somehow he happened to find his way across my videos, and he really enjoyed them and was really enjoying getting into Minecraft for the first time. And I was like, wow, that's crazy, because I don't really usually expect for people that don't have a lot of experience to actually play find my channel. I find it to be, a bit more down to earth and like laid back. I don't know, just like not the typical sort of thing. However, the tutorials that you've been doing about stone, they are still very resonant for a lot of people. And I kind of made a video talking about the fact that I think that since there are still so many people coming into Minecraft, that does say a lot about the legs of Minecraft and how it can continue to last throughout time. Hopefully time and time, or I hope for many more years. But also at the same point in time, that even if the information is not necessarily outdated, there is something to be said about how viewers enjoy recency when it comes down to tutorials. And there also are a lot of updates that do happen to things over time, even if we don't recognize it because it's not what we're looking for when it comes down to a particular Minecraft update. Things do still happen to change over time, so tutorials can still be updated, even if a lot of people, like myself even, oftentimes almost assume that most people know how to play Minecraft. Even I'm learning in so many different ways, and so I appreciate tutorials, and even especially for people that are starting to come into the game. I don't know, I feel like that is a very underrated thing. So keep it up with the tutorials, man. I don't watch all of them on the main channel. I do watch the second channel a lot more. But I found you, years ago through tutorials. I have almost no doubt in my mind. And then I think I just started watching more closely, I would say, although I've been a follower for a long period of time. Once you started doing daily on the YouTube channel. Because I think it was something that I was interested in doing. And you're at almost maybe 130 days, which is awesome. I'm at 50. No, I'm not at 50. I'm at 46 days right now. And I'm pretty proud of 46 days in a row, to being honest. I'm happy about that. It's been fun. It definitely changes the way that you look at playing Minecraft. And it definitely changes the way that you look at recording as well, what it means to make a video, or even just, what it means to do the small thing kind of time and time again. As you know, even if you're not doing that much editing on these videos, the fact that we are doing them every single day, that compounding effect makes a big difference. And even having a couple of videos in the back burner, or being a couple of videos ahead, is a major, huge help, I would say. Just because it helps your mindset, your mentality. There's something very satisfying about doing it and continuing with the streak, that, the streak element, I would say. And just even if you're, just giving yourself a bit of like a, I don't know, like a net, I would say, or just something that you can, a safety web, I would say, is the best word that I'm looking for. It means a huge amount when it comes down to your headspace and your mindset, and allows for you to even just allow yourself to have a 24 hours, even without specifically recording, because maybe you allow for yourself to have, again, an episode in the back burner. And so if you go and do things, or things get too busy, then you can go back around and, then go and record another video or two. And you can then do a couple of thumbnails at once And just like that, you're back on the horse, and that makes a big difference when it comes down to it. So I was inspired by seeing how that was going to fare out. And I've enjoyed all the commentary and that sort of thing along the road. Along with, dude, I've been getting a lot of those, kind of like, sponsorship and editing requests and that sort of thing. Which is something I am thankful for. You know, it does mean for me, and I know that you have, on the main channel, a much larger kind of audience base overall, but, it is a sign that you're doing something, at least something right. But I do understand the whole feeling about not wanting to, wanting to seek out the assistance from other people as opposed to having those people find you. And even especially being super scared about scams. Oh, you're a couple weeks ahead? Oh, that's awesome. Along with Micah, it is good to see you too. Happy Thursday. Randall, welcome to the stream. ETX Micah, I like that name. No, Ryan, I have not drained out a part of an ocean before. Have you? No, I'd like to. I think that would be fun. I'm being honest, I have never done that before. Are you doing it with sponges? How are you doing it? JD, I still know like nothing about potions. That is one of those things that I'm still excited to learn within the game. One of those things that keeps me excited about the future because I still have no idea, honestly, about really how to do it. Actually, it's kind of cool we can see Bob's base all the way from over there. It's kind of wild at the same time, too. Alright, let's take a look. We can kind of organize our inventory a bit. Let's see. Alright, we have tons of clay in here. I feel like this might actually be okay. Let me think. Maybe a couple more stacks. Honestly, I feel like I'd feel a bit better about having a couple more stacks. Maybe 2. Why don't we do 2 more stacks of clay? Again, I have pretty much no idea what I'm actually doing when it comes down to decorating this lagoon area, so hopefully this is even a good building block. If not, we'll have tons and tons of clay balls so that I can use them with tons of like potted plants and that sort of thing. Along with that icy biome over there, that seems kind of too close. It seems awkwardly close. I don't know why. Hey, thank you for hanging out with me, Ryan, and getting that progress done. It is kind of repetitive, but I enjoy that part of the grind in Minecraft, if I'm being honest, and it's wonderful setting a major project for yourself just like that, and then slowly working on it bit by bit. And there are definitely phases and chapters within those projects that you can get like kind of tired of the repetitive nature, but there is something so satisfying about having the end product. So I think having something nice and relaxing in the background or whatever it is, even if it's like educational to you too, like I think that can be super helpful. So I am thankful that you're coming in and spending some time hanging out over there. That's a weird, seems too manufactured right there. You have sugar cane. I feel like those are other blocks right there too, and then a portal, but it doesn't seem to be lit up right there, so I don't really know exactly what to make of that. Now, I don't want to go too far. I guess I don't want to go too icy too. So maybe I try to make my way back along the coastline in that direction. I feel like that might be a better idea. So why don't we head into F5? I can show off my my skin a bit. We can continue along here. Okay, we also have Leo. And we have Razor here too. It is good to see you guys. I'm going to put y'all into the stream book in a second. But I will answer your question. I'm just going to grab a quick sip of water because I can tell my voice is getting dry. And guys, I live stream so many, I live stream so many times pretty much right after I take a hot tub, which is like the worst thing for being able to stay hydrated, I do have to admit. So give me 1 second. Also, I do want to admit that I am so thankful that I get to hot tub before my live stream playing Minecraft, where I get to hang out with you guys. I do want to say that. And man, this is way bigger of an ocean than I thought. Okay, so how long have I been doing YouTube? I've been doing YouTube for, I want to say almost 4 years now. I kind of consider the start of a new year on Minecraft to be around like October, November. And that is not when my YouTube channel was made. I made the YouTube channel and I didn't actually start making YouTube videos until I moved to Colorado. I think I almost needed inside myself to like move away from my hometown, at least to fully embrace doing something like YouTube at that point in time. I don't think you have to do that. So I think like more than 3.5 years now, running closer to 4 years. And I love that. I've come a long way. And really YouTube is a compounding effect. The skill set acquisition when it comes down to YouTube, I think, is the major sort of like catalyst of that, along with also like the major momentum point. You don't really realize year one how much you'll actually have learned about doing YouTube and making YouTube videos until you're at year 3 or year 4. And I'm still at year 3 right now. And I can't even imagine how that is versus someone that happens to be at year 5 or maybe year 10 or something like that. And that sort of difference, I think, is a major thing. And it's just a reason to just start, because why not? If you want to do it, start getting into it. I really do mean that. Yeah, but knowing you can still do well within your first year. And I got monetized on YouTube within my first year, which is incredible, I think. But it was because I had one viral video at that point in time, which pretty much skyrocketed everything. But I had done a lot of studying YouTube at that point in time. But me making that first video, those first 3 months, so much different than me 3 years later. And that's a worthwhile journey, I would say. And the more that you know when it comes down to what you're trying to do, how you enjoy doing it, the people that enjoy seeing what you're doing, what it's like to interact with them, the best way is to, I don't know, just even make thumbnails and that sort of thing. Like, those things really compound over time. Like, even something as small, I would say, as when you're starting a YouTube video, just cut to the chase as much as you can in the introduction. And I even do that when I'm live streaming. Like, that's an intentional thing. Like, not only in my relax videos, but like, even when I'm live streaming, that is still an intentional thing. Like, it's not like I'm just like, hey, what's up, guys? It's Slip once again. But like, I do pretty much, even if I'm like, welcome back to Forever Craft, I usually then the second thing is to pinpoint something or just appreciate being in Minecraft. Like, I love playing and just taking a second to enjoy the game. And I think that that is something that not a lot of people always take a second to appreciate. a lot of people are like, hey, what's going on? Like, today we're going to talk about this. But I'm like, hey, welcome back, or welcome back, where it is another day here in this beautiful world. And we happen to be floating around here looking for clay. We have another patch right here, and we have the bubbles from all the kelp around here. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about Minecraft and how to appreciate the moment, or whatever it is, that sort of thing. Or even in today's live stream, it's time for a bit of an adventure. I do want to hop into the stream book right here and do X, Y, and Z and that sort of thing. And like, even those sorts of things, like, I do unravel and just kind of end up getting into free-form commentary, just like stream. But there is some sort of methodical nature to it. And I think that is worth continuing to practice over time, I would say, and get better at. And so I do want to put you guys into the stream book too. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Leo, I do enjoy it. Not everyone does, though. I think that is an important thing to say. All right, we got Leo in here, and we have Razor too. It's 3:37 a.m. in Georgia. I wake up about 4:15 in the morning. Are you waking up in the morning? Are you more of a night owl? Do you stay up late yourself? I feel like I am a relaxed sort of like late night, early morning vibe. I'm fine with that. That's who I am. This is how I like to decompress after work. Like, this is me, so I don't know. This is how I like to do it. JD, enjoy cooking dinner, and if you do happen to hear it, do let me know if you can at some point in time. What are you eating for dinner? I am always happy to. I love hearing about food. I don't think I'm gonna have anything that special. I am probably gonna have to go and heat something into the oven. Actually, just kidding. I do have something a bit more special, and I am just changing the song very quickly. But we actually had it's Teacher Appreciation Week this week, and the PTO ended up sponsoring pizza. And I never have pizza. I have not had pizza in a very long time, but I do not waste free food if I can. I feel like every kind of little bit helps with the budget if I can. So I have some pork, which I'll have, and then I have one slice of pizza, which is pretty bare bones, but I have a slice of pizza. And that sounds pretty awesome if I'm being honest. Well, Razor, that's fair. But for me personally, I have a bedtime alarm, and I have a long story actually about why I do wake up early. Actually, just kidding. You know what? I'm revising that a little bit. There's a major reason why I wake up early nowadays, and a huge reason for it, even on days off, is that I love doing this. Like, I love making Minecraft videos, and I love playing Minecraft and doing all the different things. So I try to optimize and maximize my amount of time so that I can do this in the most healthy way possible. For me, at least in the best balance that I always try to strive for. And for me, it really is something that gives me so much joy and pleasure. I genuinely love doing this. I wouldn't be here, and even if none of you guys were hanging out here tonight, I'd probably still be doing this. Even if I wasn't live streaming tonight, I'd definitely still be doing this. And so I might as well share it. And I used to be uncomfortable about doing those sorts of things, but the more you continue to actually get, worked on as a Minecrafter and develop those more skill set related things and those skill acquisitions, it really does make a huge difference at the end of the day. Oh, and here's actually the thing I forgot to say. I forgot the name of it. I think I might have recorded it this morning. The sunk cost fallacy too. Now, the sunk cost fallacy is the idea that the more time that you spend invested into something, the more attached you happen to become to it. And that relates to anything, like, and I think that a very kind of like poignant example of that is a toxic relationship. Even if you know at the end of the day it's toxic to you, or you've been told that by everybody, and you can start to see that, or even toxic environment, doesn't have to be toxic person, but something toxic, and you kind of start to realize that that thing, even a vice for you, is toxic. However, you've spent so much time doing that, or you've invested into it in some sort of cognitive way, and a lot of things can be very difficult when, like, you know, even like imagine one Minecraft world, and yeah, imagine you work on one Minecraft world, like we are here on Forevercraft, but I am also a member of the Lotus SMP, and I love being a member of both, and I would be fine with being a member of either at the end of the day. But at the same time, if you're sticking to one Minecraft playthrough, imagine if you invest so much time into it, like 10,000 days, 15,000 days, whatever it is, and then you get invited to join Hermitcraft or something like that. But you know that as soon as you join Hermitcraft, everything that you built over time is not going to, I don't know, really come to fruition, because if you're 15,000 days in, you probably have an idea of what this could look at 30,000 days in, based on how we all set bars for ourselves, or even just if you happen to be someone that is ambitious or dreams big, or I feel like it is. I like to think that people are able to think what things could be like. You know, you make $50,000 a year. You're like, what would it be like at $100,000? You're at $100,000. You're like, what would it be like 200? You're at 200,000. What would it be like at 400 or 500,000? If you're at $500,000, what would it be like to make $1 million a year? You're at 10 subs. What would it be like to have 50 or 100 or 500 or 1,000 or 2,000 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 7 or 8, 9, 10, 15, 20, whatever it is? You know, we all set the bar and that sort of thing. Hope that you guys enjoy the yap. Hey, XBLO casts. Hey, thank you for coming and spending some time and hanging out, along with, hopefully I can be, I don't know, some motivation. If it happens to be you guys grinding on some assignments and that sort of thing. What am I doing? I would say buckle up. And I do appreciate that you guys have something to relax with and relax into. Hopefully this commentary is something that, I guess one thing that is very applicable to you guys and what y'all are doing right now is just getting into it after, you know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You're kind of into a different sort of mindset, I would say. You get into whatever you're doing, as opposed to waiting for motivation to strike. You just get into it. And eventually you're a bit of the way into it. You can keep getting things done. Man, when I was working on assignments in college, I had a story that I'm thinking about telling you guys. I was a fraternity brother when it comes down to it. And I had a couple of crazy experiences when it came down to work-life balance, I would say. But I do think I'm a huge believer at the end of the day that just putting a couple of minutes into something and just sifting into it and starting to relax. For example, Ryan is working on raining down, I think, an entire ocean monument, or at least part of an ocean with sponges, and that is something that you don't always look forward to doing. In the same sort of way that I'm going to go on an adventure tonight on stream and see what happens with all the pigs that we have around here, and do all those sorts of things. Sometimes you have to do the things that kind of really push the needle forward, I would say. And once you sift into those things, once you get into those things, it kind of just makes it a lot easier to continue with the momentum. Even in sort of like a car related example, it takes so much more energy and just so much more energy and gasoline to set a car in motion and bring it up to first gear than it does for you to go from first gear to second gear, or from second to third, or third to fourth. And I am not a car guy, but I do understand that. Put anything into motion, even Newton's laws of physics, all that it takes is just the starting energy, the catalyst to get things started. Even for me, that exists so many ways in terms of like recording, or even doing anything when it comes down to Minecraft related things or YouTube related things. For me, like over the weekend, I had to do things like I ended up updating my website and updating my cinematics and organizing them, and doing all these different things over the weekend as well, such as like updating my channel membership badges, X, Y, and Z, and making thumbnails. And there are times where I'm like, okay, I do want the thing that I want to get done, and the thing that is the best end product for me is doing this thing. And once I just spend 5 minutes getting actually into that thing, that is the game changer. I am thankful I also heard about that when I was young. Now I'm 27, but I feel like I ended up running into just so much information about things that could help me live my life in better ways from a very young age. I was a YouTuber, or not a YouTuber, a lifeguard. Just trying to find where our home actually is. We went a far way away. Wow. Okay. Holy moly. I learned a lot about just kind of different podcasts, and learned a lot about just, different sort of systems of trying to maximize my time, I would say, and efficiency and productivity. When I was 18, and I'm 27 now, and I was a lifeguard, and I used to work before I ended up going to school for the day. I'd wake up around 3:30 in the morning, and then I would go and I would work from about 4 a.m. to 5:30 in the morning, and do about an hour and a half early bird open the pool, sort of like a lifeguard shift. And then after that, from 5:30 to 6:30, I would go to the gym, because right above the pool was a gym. And since I worked there, I could work out there. And so I'd do that. And it was only about 10 minutes away from my high school too. So I'd work for an hour and a half, and then I'd get a workout in. And then I would go to work or to school, and I'd still get there like at 7:30 before school like kind of even officially started. And I'd feel like $1 million. I'd made money, and I'd moved my body and sweat and done something hard. And all of those things compounded based on the things that I was listening to, because being a lifeguard, and I've been a lifeguard, and not every lifeguard job is equal. So I do want to make that clear. But at the workplace that I was working at, being a lifeguard was like one of the easiest things that you could ever do. There was like 3 lap swimmers that were in good shape, but were pretty old, I would say, maybe like 75, 80, but in really good shape, and would work out. They'd be there at 4 o'clock in the morning, pretty much 5 days a week. And I was their lifeguard, but they were okay if I put on subtle or soothing podcasts that were much more adult related, in the sort of ways that you might listen to a bunch of different people now. A lot about like Roman Stoicism, and a lot about just a lot of philosophy, and just a lot of life related things. And that was what interested me. And that was the thing that captivated me about trying to be the best version of myself that I could be. And I was learning about how to do that. And the feeling of doing that, and then I would have like football practice after. And I would already have done all those things. I'd get back from football practice. I would hang out with my friends for a little bit. I would go and do some homework, and then I'd do some push-ups before I went to sleep. And I just ended up becoming a unit of a human being in high school. And I'm not perfect. I don't mean that. But I went from being so lazy, and I was very overweight, and I'd never had any sort of identity of doing all these things. And then when I was 18 or so, I lost all the weight, and I listened to all these things, and I woke up and developed a very, very rigorous, I wouldn't want to have to do that every single day. There is a lot of vitality that you can get by having something that really encourages for you to wake up in the morning. For me, it was the aspect of doing all those sorts of things and being this person that was doing all this. I'm like, this is the time for me to do it. I'm at the prime of my life, I'm like, and I still believe I'm at the prime of my life, which is the interesting thing. I'm still pushing myself in many different ways and trying to do it in the healthiest way possible. But I do think that YouTube allows for you and enables for you to do so many of those different sorts of things. Also, we have pulled up upon the wrong shoreline around here. Our horse Blippery is down around that area, so why don't we actually hop down around here. You can also kind of tell that someone has gotten around to taking all of the sand from that area too, which is kind of funny because we went so far away just so that we would not interrupt anything, and then we come back to the wrong area and we can see that someone else has actually gone right around here, right off the coastline, and taken some sand. Hey, we got Level Up in the chat too. It is good to see you, my man. Happy Thursday. Man, it's always so fun hanging out with you guys. And we are going to find our horse, Level Up, and then I am going to make sure that I can put your name into stream chat. I think that we can consider task number 1 pretty much complete. However, at the same time, I do have to get a bit more sand for the build too. And I am going to catch up with the chat too, along with, I do enjoy this song from time to time, but man, makes me sound like I'm talking over some Mozart. This is much more, this is one of my favorite songs. It's such a vibe, guys. Very Christmas theme, which you don't think about. It's like just upbeat jazz, and then you're like, oh wait, this is Christmassy. And then I think you can hear it. Hey, Halfway Pear, it's good to see you. You're enjoying the yap, dude. Thank you, man. That's what live stream's all about. It's like a video, but with people. It's just me yapping, which is what my videos are. I give a thought, I have like an idea of something that I'm going to talk about. I feel like I just yap about it. That's what it's all about. But I love it. It's so fun. Yeah, so let me put y'all's names into the stream book. And so step 1 complete, along with hopefully some of you guys have seen that Plato has made his official return to the Forever Crafted Daily series, which I'm very excited about. He has been playing here on the server, but he's just been not feeling too well, so he's back into it. I'm super excited. Yeah, Level It does kind of remind me of All Out music too. Alright, so we have Halfway Pear, 1400. Along with we have the man, the myth, the legends, Level Up as well. It is good to see you, my man. Happy Thursday. Boom. Okay, we can head to sleep for the night. Man, I feel like we got a good amount of clay like that. Oh, look how beautiful that moon is too, actually. What is this world about? This world is about playing one Minecraft day every single day, as long as I can. For me, at this current point in time, the reality behind this world is that it is a server, a server that is shared by a couple of buddies, along with myself and three other Minecraft content creators. myself, Cobb Plays, Play-Doh Storm, and Pandemonium. I guess 4 of us. And I think Blaney, the 5th member, may also be a content creator too. But the idea is, it's just a couple of buds, a couple of people that I think we trust in. Or I guess I'm the newest member, so I guess I've been trusted. Just a couple people hanging out and playing Minecraft forever, and we have so many different things in common. Not only just like, not just the ways that we play Minecraft and how we interact with the game and that sort of thing. It brings us together in so many different ways, and then I think that the community that we've developed over time, and the companionship that you have through the people that you're doing this with, and even the common threads of doing YouTube. If you've watched any of my videos, you would love Cobb's and Play-Doh's. There's no way. Like, Cobb's base is this base right here. And it's stunning. And he has way more. Oh my gosh, guys. This is an area of the world that they had a fresh start in and then ended up pretty much leaving. And I am here completely going to make this into a massive, complete area. I'm not going to leave this unfinished, which has kind of been the thing that I've set out to do here. And so this is all of my area. And Play-Doh is the founder and the chief member. It's his survival world, his forever world, right? That we have right over there. Right over here. He has so many things. This is a 5-year-old forever world. So this is just one little build that he made. Does not do justice to everything that he has done. And it is a cute little build. I like it. Don't get me wrong. But he has done so much. So it's all of us kind of just hanging out forever. And there's ebbs and flows in life. And we're not always on all the time. But all of us have been trying to make as much content as we can pretty much recently. And so that's kind of the point here. Speaking of the devil, not Marnie, although it is good to see her. We have Cobb. It is good to see you, my man. And if you guys have not seen Cobb's most recent video, he has been doing some really interesting things in the swamp area. Some State of Decay vibes too. I'm excited about it. Boom. Okay. I am going to go to the bathroom very quickly, and then we are going to continue on the adventure, if that is okay with you guys. And maybe we haven't in a while. Maybe we take Dakota with us for the next part of the... Nah, just kidding. We have to do a bit more things. You guys are just going to have to hang here for the time being. But we are going to start on the next part of the adventure. But give me 1 minute. And if you guys have not yet left a like on stream, please do consider leaving a like on stream. Hopefully even more people come and hang out with us, and all the love is appreciated. So thank you in general as a human being for hanging out, but I'll be back in a second and we will continue on with the adventure as we have these beautiful doggos behind me. All right, we are back pretty much. Give me 1 second. Leo, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning for you. Maybe it is 1 right now. Thank you, dude, for coming and hanging out. But give me 1 more second, guys. Let me settle into the chair and whatnot. All right, we are back. Thank you for the welcome back, Level Up. I appreciate it. So fun getting to hang out with you guys, and I haven't said this in maybe over a year or so, but when I first started live streaming, I was never able to last a bit more than an hour or so, and then I eventually, on day 14,890, let's go, I eventually learned that if I allowed for myself to take a break, then I would be able to actually continue to live stream and do it for a lot longer. And I've been so happy that I've learned how to do that over time. The first time, I was probably live streaming for like 4 people, maybe 5 people. And those were awesome people, as you guys are too. But I was so nervous because I was like, look at them, like we're all hanging out. I was so nervous that they would leave and no one would join once again. And then eventually I allowed for myself to go and take a quick break and go to the bathroom. And I just put my pizza in the oven to warm up. which I never have pizza, and I do want to discuss it more. But I did want to mention, why don't we take out a couple of the things that, a couple of the shulker boxes that we have. Oh, okay. I was like, where is the shulker box with all the clay that we just got? We do have almost a stack of sand. And then in the yellow shulker box, I do think that we have one more stack of clay, just like that. So we can organize it like so. And that should, I feel like, be pretty good. However, we're not done yet. We need one more material, I do think, just so that I feel good. Actually, two. I want some rooted dirt. And I also want a bit more sand, too. Now, we have everything that we need for rooted dirt. But I do think that we need to go and get a bit more sand. Again, guys, thank you for coming and hanging out. I feel like I've listened to that song before in stream, so I'm going to change it very quickly. Let's see. I like this song. This is a vibe. I am now playing in full screen borderless, which you guys can now fully see everything in perfect aspect ratio, but I cannot change the songs as efficiently as I used to. I used to be able to flip back and forth between everything, and now I can't, and that is something that I do have to get used to and adjusted to. So why don't we place away a couple of these things that we don't really need at this point in time. Maybe a bit of the leaf litter, and we do even have more clay right here, and so that is a good thing to know. We don't really need that as well. Yeah, Razor, it's so cool that you're from Georgia. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. But isn't it like 4 a.m. your time right now? Please do tell me, how do your nights end up going? I feel like one thing that you guys know I talk a lot about is about how I pretty much go to sleep pretty early, and then I go to sleep, then I wake up very early, even on days that I have off. I do it to actually play Minecraft, which is something that I think sets me apart. It's something that I try to at least help set me apart as much as I can. I'm being completely honest with you guys. Like, I know that I can be consistent, and I know that I can be dedicated, and I have been to this thing for such a long period of time. Like, that is going to be my distinguishing factor for sure. Okay, so I do actually, this is gonna be fun. Wait, we have our horse. Okay, I was gonna send a couple of ender pearls into this guy, but I do think that will actually not lead Blippery right here, but we'll hop right on top of him, and we can head back on over to the coastline. I actually really do enjoy the fact that we have this pathway, as you can see, that's leading towards somewhere. I have no idea what I want to do with this area, but now that we have a connecting path, it makes it almost essential for me to have to do something. Well, if I don't want to, I can just curve it around to like the left over here, and I can do that. I haven't decided on whether or not I'm going to do that, and that's kind of why I've left it at that length right now. But I could, like, imagine if it continues to wind around here by the pumpkin patch, but it's like, for what means to an end? Like, to bring us down to the water? Like, yeah, okay, I could do that. Might be worth it. But it might not be, because I pretty much will never go around this area, and the more that I want to, I might want to terraform everything around it. I feel like that is my new plight. The more that I kind of go over to an area, the more I want to terraform around it. Okay, so someone has already done something around here. I don't know who it was. Do I have another area that we could get even more sand pretty easily? Let's see, we can jump back up here and maybe wait. Oh no, Okay, maybe, oh. Okay, make our way over here. Yeah, oh, there's a pillager outpost, right? Oh, no. Just kidding. Just kidding. We're not going over there. Okay. Oh, man, someone already took the best spot to get the sand over here, dude. Totally gypped. Totally got completely shafted right there, dude. Totally not chill. Come on. Okay, we can continue. Actually, here's a big old pile of sand. No one's going to use any of this. I bet you I'm going to place down Flippery right here. Oh, dude. Totally bet you that he's going to fall right into here. Okay. Let's take the chance. Anyone want to bet that he falls into the ravine? As we do that, as we do this over here, I feel like it could happen. Let's make a new cinematic so that we can capture ourselves getting a bit more of this sand too. Major part of the material collection that we happen to be working on tonight. Yeah, level up. It is cool to see people from all over enjoying the content. You can see that in the Discord too. I mean, everyone is kind of from everywhere. And the fun thing, honestly, one of the coolest things about doing it is the fact that, like in the Discord, I'll respond to some DMs and then I'll wake up 8 hours later and an entire day has passed. Like for Snoozeby, for example, we're pretty much on exact opposite time zones, it feels like at least. And as a result of that, whenever I'm talking to him, like flip schedules. I think that is a beautiful thing about actually waking up in the morning too. Like if you're 12 hours away from me and I happen to wake up at 4 a.m., that's like 4 p.m. your time. And so if I have the opportunity from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. maybe to communicate with you at your 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., which is your after work time, and you're being able to relax time. Although for me, it's my waking up time. And then at a funny sort of flip of it, if I'm live streaming at 5 p.m. my time, then it's 5 a.m. your time. And if I'm still live streaming at 6 or maybe 7, then it's 7 a.m. your time. Then it's complete flip, and we just happen to live on these alternate schedules. And I think that that is such a fun thing about things when it comes down to it. Something so satisfying about mining down all of the sand, just like this too. And it kind of flattens it out, and actually even from here, makes the viewpoint look even better. I like it. Oh, the sunset's going to look pretty cool from here too. Oh, Ryan's hitting us with the 6-7. I like it. My twin brother actually ended up going to an underground indie sort of a concert, I think on Sunday, last Sunday actually, which I think is cool. It's not usually his type of music, and I do like that sort of music. I have not been to many concerts, honestly, though. I think they're cool. I like when I go to a concert, I get into the vibe of it. I think they are fun. There's only so many musicians that I would go to. I think that if the price was different about that, I feel like I'd probably feel differently. And like a local live venue, music venue, hanging out with some other people is something that I'm happy to spend a bit of money on. Probably a smaller band and that sort of thing. And if they have some really cool things, that's awesome. And I do like alternative. However, if I was spending some real money on some real concert tickets, I actually happen to be a huge rap music fan, which is something that you would probably never experience or never expect from someone that happens to be live streaming with this sort of music in the background. But I love rap music, actually. And so I'm always bumping it. And my favorite musician, maybe, as of last couple of weeks. Actually, I'm going to shout out 2 musicians that I have really been a fan of over the last couple of months. And they are Big X the Plug and the Mexican OT. Now, they are not kid appropriate, I would say. On day 14,891, they're not kid appropriate. So I do want to make that absolutely clear. And most rap music is not, appropriate for most kids, I would say. And there are clean versions, but I don't think that that is a real thing. However, I was talking about that with one of my kids in class, and he was like, "Wait, he's the biggest. Like, I know him." Like, no way, dude. So anyway, he is probably my favorite rap artist, and if he happened to be performing, I would absolutely love to see him if it came down to that. So that might be surprising. I'd love to know what kind of music do you guys happen to listen to? Let's see. Okay, we already have a good amount of sand. I think that why don't we finish out this layer that we have right here, and then we should be pretty good to go, I think. So my plan for this weekend is to hopefully finish out the lake area that we've been working on. And I think that hopefully we'll get a bit of work done here tonight on stream about actually starting to do the terraforming when it comes down to it. But there is also another build that I do want to put in that area too. And I'm quite pumped about actually putting it in there. It is a windmill design, and I have not put a windmill into a world in a couple of months, and for whatever reason for me, I do think that a windmill is one of the most essential builds that you can actually have in any Minecraft world. There's something so, I don't know why. I could go on a rant when it comes down to having a windmill in the Minecraft world. I know it's run by so many people, but I think that it is an essential build to have in a Minecraft world. It's so fun. As soon as you have one, and you can have one pretty much anywhere. I look back at this expanse right here. Imagine a windmill pretty much anywhere. Like, I think I imagine a windmill pretty much anywhere. I think it would look pretty good. Now that may just be me, but I would love to know your thoughts. Now let's place down our yellow shulker box, and this is usually reserved for all of our nice items, but just for the sake of storage, say, why don't we place the sand down in there? And also just to make things look aesthetic, and man, this, oh man, this is actually breaking down the sandstone so quickly. I still have never really played with like a beacon in game. I want to. And it's definitely going to happen. I don't feel like it's going to happen this month. I feel like it's going to happen during the summer. Any of you guys know that I happen to be a teacher, and we only have a couple weeks left of school. So I'm going to have a lot of time to be able to do things in Minecraft. In both this world and in the Lotus SMP world to finish off the season. So I am excited about that. And Snoozeby, it's good to see you, man. We've been talking about you a good amount, and only for good reason, dude. And I hope that your kid's birthday party, or everything that you guys did to celebrate was good and fantastic and lovely. And thank you for coming in and saying hi. But I have been talking about you within the last like 10-15 minutes. And only good things. I do assure you that. So anyway, actually, why don't we put a bit more of the sand and even the sandstone into that chest right there. That should be good for us to actually get around to maybe trying to figure out a bit of this lake area that we have. Oh, where did I put Blippery? Oh, dude. Oh, dude, this is what I did this to myself. You see, I told you guys that I was gonna place Blippery, go and hang out around somewhere. And I had a strong feeling that he was going to hop into the ravine. Okay. But now, knowing me, I can't even find the ravine. Ravine is over here. I see a cow down over there. Okay, here we go. You know, for me, every single time, pretty much ever, that I use a horse and I don't have a fence post and a lead, and I do have at least a fence post because I do have a lead right now. Anytime that I do that, I lose the horse. Oh, dude, he's down over here. Oh, let's go. And he did not fall into the ravine too, so I think everything is looking okay. Alright, let's eat pretty quickly. Oh man, I'm a hungry man. Hungry man with a hungry plan. And just like that, we should have enough sand, at least for the time being. I'll keep the cinematic on for the time being, just in case I forget to turn it back on. That is something that I do happen to do from time to time, especially with doing the more consistent sort of like everyday sort of playthrough. Sometimes I actually forget to hit start cinematics with like flashback or replay mod or anything like that. And it's a bummer because I love making YouTube videos that also show the cinematics of everything too. Okay, not too shabby. So why don't we actually take Blippery down over here? Hey, Snoozeby, don't sweat it whatsoever, dude. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out. And before I forget, I want to make sure that I can put you into the stream book too. And hopefully you're still here, but if not, officially you are. We want to make sure that you're here tonight. I do appreciate you, guy. Along with, we also have Libby here too. Libby, I'm so happy that you were able to make it happen. For me, it is 6:30 p.m. So maybe, I don't know, maybe this is a good time for people tonight. I think Snoozeby has to do other things tonight, but I don't know, maybe this is a good time. I feel like I've heard this song multiple times tonight, though. But Libby, we do officially have you into the stream book. I do feel like I've heard this song before. So let me change it. I do enjoy it, but I just feel like I've heard it. Libby, 3:30 a.m. What have you been up to today / this morning? It is good to see you. Thank you for coming and spending some time and hanging out. And hopefully this can be, at least for the most part, a kind of more relaxing and a cooling down sort of stream. Or maybe an energizing and pump you up sort of stream based on what time it is. If you're waking up in the morning, because I do that from the time to time. Or if it's late at night, I'm happy to be soothing. And hopefully I'm soothing either way, I would say. And Razor says, Greece. I feel like that could be possible. I feel like Greece makes sense. Hey, Ethereal, it's good to see you too. Why don't I put you into the stream book? Look at you guys hanging out. We are on. I didn't even mention this. Look at this. Wow. We are in stream book 2. So, well, look at that. Thank you. I always like the name Ethereal. I don't know why. Just like something about it. Hey, Libby, going back to sleep. It's so fun to see you. Libby is very active in the Discord, and I love kind of like chatting with you back and forth, but I do know that the time zones don't always kind of line up. So thank you just for being here and supporting and everything like that. So I'm excited to chat with you tomorrow after you go to sleep, and I do hope that you sleep well tonight. All right, we got Ethereal 420. Yeah, I do like the username. Ooh, from XP Lowcasts. I often talk about exercise, which is true, dude. Exercise is something that is so huge for me. What's my favorite day in the split or favorite exercise? Okay, I'm more than happy to talk about this actually, because I probably have a bit different thoughts than most people. And actually, you guys are getting the me hanging out, kind of like without any music on right now, which is kind of fun. Just us hanging out without the stream music in this beautiful world. I am happy actually to share more about that. But give me a second. I do want to start up the stream playlist once again. This is always my kind of like starting stream song. I don't know why. Gets me into the vibe. I feel like I have less songs on the stream playlist. Like, why did I have to restart that? It hasn't been that long on stream. Kind of feels weird, honestly. Hey, Ethereal, of course, dude. Of course, making it into the stream book, of course. Thank you for being here. It's fun. I get to shout all of you guys out on the video that I'm going to be making tomorrow. Either tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, hopefully tomorrow morning, so that we can have another live stream and get even more things done here tomorrow night. Okay, so when it comes down to like my favorite exercise split, I don't have one anymore. I'm not as like scientific as I used to be. Now, I used to be a certified personal trainer, and I do know a lot about exercise. I used to teach it to people and have learned a lot about it. And I do work out every single day. I do exercise 7 days a week. And it's a huge thing for me because at the end of the day, Minecraft and exercise is, or not Minecraft, I will talk more about that, I'm sure, in more videos. But exercise, just like generally speaking, for me, is something that helps me with my brain even more than it does my body. And the benefit is that I get to be in better shape and I get to have more energy. And I think as a result, I'm able to get more things done throughout the day. However, I do think that the best thing for me is that I'm in a good headspace every single day. And I do almost feel like, to a certain degree, although this can change because I do exercise in the morning, pretty early after I record oftentimes nowadays. And my mindset and how I feel about things can change over time as the day progresses, and I'm not infallible, things can happen to me. But at least if I start the day on the wrong foot, then I feel like I'm in control of things. And I'm able to really kind of take leaps and bounds if I'm just able to move my body. Now, there's certain levels to that, and I have certain mind states and mindsets acquired or with them, I would say. Now, if I was talking to if I was saying to one person, if I was trying to be preachy, I would say, I'd be like, there's one thing that I could do, even if I couldn't do anything and I had no willpower to do anything, or all that sort of stuff. Like, if I had not just be one of my favorite things to do, to cut to the chase, is yoga. And I think that yoga is by far one of my favorite things to do. However, I'm a big believer of also increasing your heart rate. And so the cut to the chase thing is a mantra of mine. That is sweat every single day. And so it doesn't matter what it is, but I do switch between a whole ton of different things. And that is not only for mental flexibility, but that is also for mobility and for longevity and all those different things. So like, I don't stick to one pattern, but I do work out every single day. And I don't always go hard every single day, but it depends. So I will do yoga. I do love stretching. I do have a bunch of different kind of very complex, I would say, stretching patterns, and I use a stretching band, and I have a foam roller, and that is one thing. And then doing yoga is a different thing. And then doing long distance running is a different thing. And going and running for like half an hour or 45 minutes or an hour or, even longer as of last year, but not this year. Doing up to an hour of just zone 2, just running around is so good for me. The body and the brain and the spirit and the lungs and the heart and all of those different sorts of things. And then I'm also a big believer, I like resistance training. So I do full body pretty much every day, but I do different increments, I would say, as to how much of that full body I do. So sometimes are more leg heavy, and sometimes are more upper body heavy, and sometimes it's more flat even, and sometimes it's 3/4 of the resistance and a bit of cardio, and sometimes it's 3/4 cardio and a bit of resistance. Sometimes it's only resistance. Sometimes it's only cardio. And like, I know all these different things about, like, I'm thankful to have learned so much, but I know all these different exercises and different ways of doing things. And I do have things that I stick to a lot more than others, but now, like, my favorite exercises, I do enjoy planks. I do enjoy like dumbbell bench. I really enjoy running, zone 2, and even kind of like interval from time to time. I love yoga. I love Hatha yoga in particular, which is like a slower paced yoga. Vinyasa is the more usual kind of like flow that and Hatha is more holding the stretch and breathing and thinking and meditating almost, which like that is my favorite thing to do pretty much. So anyway, I could keep going on and on and on. I love exercise, as you guys know, and it makes me the best version of myself that I can be. It's definitely one of the best things about... I feel like there's a period of your life where you can learn a lot. Your adolescence, I would say. I learned from an early age, based on the conversations we've been having, just a bit about these sorts of things. And having these sort of habits acquired from a young age has been very easy. I don't think about not going to the gym. Like, I can't imagine. I can't imagine, but I never do it. And there are times from time to time where I get out of it, but really pretty much never ever. It's the thing that I know will make everything else in my day better. And if I just do it at the beginning of the day, then I have so many other things that I can do. So that's what it's all about for me. Hey, Taylor, dude, it's good to see you, my man. Hey, we got Schwepp online, too. Yeah, Taylor, dude, it is good to see you. Happy Thursday. Now, Taylor happens to have a half day tomorrow, dude. Where we happen to have a full day. We also have this thing called Celebration of Learning at my school where all of the parents come in, so it is very much more of a productive day, I would say. Where I think my man here has a half day off, and it is good to see you. Hey, don't be sorry, dude. I know that you've been busy. You've been doing a whole ton of things with sports when it comes down to it, I think. We have all caps lock right there, too. I can't even tell, actually, with the font. Just like that. Yeah, dude, level epic, dude. At my school, I think that pretty much... I feel like most people, honestly, know I'm pretty upfront about it. About having a YouTube channel. And I'm happy about that. Even when I started this YouTube channel, I think for the first like 1,000 subs or so that I had, I was nervous about it. I didn't really want to tell people about it, I'm being honest. And eventually over time, as things have grown and I eventually got more confident with the things that I was doing, I was like, you know what? The best way for me to actually start to do things is to start to make it public and put it out there. And having a YouTube channel can be controversial for anybody, and having a gaming YouTube channel can be controversial for anybody. But if it is something that you're interested in doing, then roll with it. I look back at my analytics and I'm thankful. If I hadn't said no to myself and I had never done things like this, and I'm not the biggest YouTuber in the world, but we're definitely on a good track here. Like, we're definitely on the up and up, and we have been for such a long period of time. We're back on day 14,893. We're getting close, guys, to 14,900. That's awesome. But if I hadn't actually put my effort into trying to do these things, then nothing would have happened. When I started this YouTube channel, I was still at the place that Taylor happens to know, and I still happen to be there. And that's awesome, I think. But I only had 1,000 subs. And now at this point in time, without a doubt in my mind, there's no... I'm not trying to say this in like a boastful way. I genuinely mean that. Because I'm actually shooting higher than that. But we are going to hit 10,000 within this year. Based on the rate of things, even if I was doing this, even if I barely put like that much more effort into doing YouTube, I think that I would be able to, based on my track record over the last couple of years, I do think that we'll hit 10K. And like that's awesome. Like the mathematics are way past that as well too. And I don't say that in a boastful way as much as I can, but that's such an awesome thing to do. So that's what it's all about. But I was nervous about telling people. But at the end of the day, no one actually really watches. Like, there's real people like, Taylor, that, I appreciate you, dude. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow too, which could be fun. But at the same point, and I'll be dressed up, dude. But at the same point in time, not that many people really watch. So if the people that do watch come in and hang out, they're the real ones, right? Where most people are not even going to take a look, or maybe they'll take a look for 5 seconds, maybe not even click on a video or anything like that. So I do always want to be a proponent of that. Oh, exactly. Yeah, Taylor, dude. That's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Like, when I'm hanging out with friends and that sort of thing, other people in real life, I can still use those words. Like, it still could happen. It's not like I'm away from doing that, but like, you also know I'm a teacher. And like, when you're hanging out with other people, you also know that like, there's certain people that happen to use those sorts of words more than other people. And I'm just not one of those people. So I'm not worried about me using those words unless I'm maybe hanging out with people when I'm not recording or live stream and that sort of thing. Like, that could happen because, it happens. Like, we're all adults and that sort of thing. But at the end of the day, like, I am the sort of person that I think when it comes down to it, I don't really use those words that much. So it doesn't matter to me that much at the end of the day. Okay, so we are going to make our way down on over to the pathway area down around here. And I do want to hopefully start at least to do a bit of terraforming around this pathway area, or this pond or lake area, whatever it's called. I don't exactly know. Not 100% sure what I want to do with it. Now I think I might want to head into free cam mode so I can take a look at it. Now we have a bit of stone, we have some iron and that sort of thing. And the thing is, I know that I could terraform this or change this with a bunch of different blocks, but the thing for me, I'm being honest, and I'm going to wait for a second. I'm going to take a look at it. I'm not going to rush things just because I'm on stream. The thing for me is there's a lot of like texture and depth that would be fun to place into this build. And it does not matter at the end of the day how much I actually put into it, but it could be fun. So it's like, how deep do I want this pond to be? Like, how custom do I want it to? I actually don't really know. Hey, Libby, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. I am very appreciative of being able to be a bit of relaxing background commentary and hopefully some relaxing music and that sort of thing too. So I hope that you sleep well, and I will chat with you soon. Ooh, ethereal. Do I incorporate lore into my world? Yes, I do. I can talk a bit about it, actually. Give me a second. I'm just catching up with chat and that sort of thing. Yes, I do incorporate lore into my world, and I love doing it too. Wait, XBO Lowcast. That's so funny. Wait, that's very funny. Wait, your cousin, I think? Okay, your cousin is coming into town on Saturday to run the local 5K, and you guys are super competitive. You want tips? Dude, I can give you tips about running a 5K. Dude, I'm happy to do that. But I have a couple of kind of qualifying questions when it comes down to it. Certified personal trainer. Yeah, I was a personal trainer for a couple of years right after high school. Dude, I have a lot of lore to me. You guys have no idea. I mean, I've traveled to India, Bolivia, Argentina. So many different places. And like lived there for a long period of time, and crazy things have happened when I've been there. I have wild stories. A lot of lore when it comes down to it. Oh, dude, wait. I was catching up with chat. I have to change the song, dude. This one is not the vibe. Ooh, I do like the vibe of this one, though. Okay, so when it comes down to the lore of this world in particular, I don't have as much lore of it yet. This world is only, I guess now 5 months. It's crazy. It doesn't feel like that much, but it has been a lot of terraforming. This world is about 5 months old for me. It's about 5 years old in real life, actually, because this is not my world. It's actually Plato Storm's, as we've kind of talked about. But for me, I am originally from Boston, Massachusetts, here in the United States, and I ended up coming to Colorado to go to college, and I still happen to live in Colorado. But when I first came to Colorado, and I don't have that many huge memories of it. Well, they're big memories in my mind, nostalgically, but they're not super indented in my mind. I was still kind of like a kid. I don't know, I probably was like 7 or 8 maybe. And I came to Colorado and we went to this place called the North Fork Ranch. And it was like a ranch, and I was coming from the East Coast and from like, Yankee culture, if that makes sense. I'd never been to the Midwest or seen anything like this, and I fell in love with it. I was like, wow, this is so incredible. And like the ranch and the cowboy and, all that sort of thing, the mountains, I had never seen mountains just like that from New England. Being in the Rockies, being on top of the Rockies with the mountains kind of similar like this. And there was this idea of a ranch. And so I decided to put that, at least into this, my idea, nostalgia of that when I was a kid. And I did move to Colorado, 15 years later or whatever it was. And I didn't think that this was going to be a memory. And it wasn't a memory that brought me back to Colorado. It was a memory that when I thought back into this world and I thought about what I wanted to start building on the hill, I started thinking about that. And so this lake area has no inspiration towards that, but for me, at least at this point in the chapter of what I've had, this is always my own sort of lore, I would say, and like that sort of thing. But this is based on my childhood vision of what my own version of this kind of ranch, this very expansive ranch in Colorado, could look like, and my own sort of like Minecraft vision. That makes sense. I've been loving doing it, and like, this could be its own sort of Minecraft sort of thing, but it also could be, if you think about it and you squint maybe at it, you can be like, you know what, I can get a sense of Colorado from that, maybe by the trees, or maybe, I don't know, but hopefully maybe by something. Okay, you're a relatively not unfit guy. Okay, that was kind of like the major criteria when it comes down to it. Oh wait, also, did I put Taylor into the stream book? I think I did. Yes, we did. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so when it comes down to 5K tips, let me think for a second. Okay, one last question. Are you trying to beat him? Are you trying to do well in the 5K, or are you actually trying to beat him? Because I guess my response to that is really kind of dependent on what kind of outcome you're looking for. Oh, Explocasts. Okay. Okay, Explocasts. I can do that. You can see I've been struggling every time. Explocasts. That definitely rolls much more off the tongue, too. Thank you, Explocasts. Yeah, that's way better. Taylor, I haven't taken a look at Slipathy in a couple of months. I'm not really using it, I think, at this point in time. Now, Slipathy has been monetized before. It's been at 1,000 subs, and kind of hovering around that period of time for a little bit of time too. And it's cool to have a second channel that has been monetized before, but I'm just kind of not focusing on it, so it is not monetized officially right now, which is fine for me, if I'm being honest, because when it comes down to taxes, the more YouTube channels that you have, the more taxes that you do have to pay if both of them are monetized. So if I have one Minecraft channel that is like barely monetized and I'm not really thinking about it at all, then it actually might not help me that much when it comes down to paying taxes, which is a silly thing. But I'd rather focus on this one channel because a monetized YouTube channel is actually like a miniature business, which is kind of funny. So I do have to pay taxes, and taxes on a business, like a small business like mine, are not the best. I'm only going to focus on one for right now. Explodcasts. Okay. If he wins, then you're never gonna hear the end of it. Okay. I can definitely help out with that. That's something that I do think that I can help out with a bit. Okay, so when it comes down to hopefully having a bit of an edge on your cousin based on the nature of things, let me change the song. This is very like wizardy of me. Okay, so when it comes down to getting an edge on your brother, and let me make a new cinematic here. When it comes down to, and I don't think that I'm gonna feel like I don't have the creative juice to continue with the pond over here, but we are going to do a bit more on the pathway design, I think, over here. So when it comes down to getting the edge on your cousin, when it comes down to this 5K, I want you to, if you can, I don't know when it is, if it's Saturday, if you can tomorrow, try to run a mile or 2 miles, and probably do 2 miles if you can, because a 5K is 2.1 miles, and at the end of the day, 2.1 miles is not that long. However, it is something that you do not want to sprint. Like you never want to sprint at a marathon's pace, right? And so I think that that is important to keep in mind. Do we have any dirt actually in here? We may not. I'll change the song too. It's too soothing. Okay, so you never want to run a 5K if you have not been training to run a 5K at a sprint pace, but you do want to, if you're, he's gonna be gassing himself, and that's the thing. However, you're gonna have to keep up with him. So I will say that if you can, in terms of like relative training, even run 2 miles or even run a mile and a half. I think maybe running a mile and a half for the time being, if it is Saturday, run a mile and a half and then get around. Do I want dirt? I want to grab dirt. But dude, oh, we have some. Okay, I'm gonna run a mile and a half and then run the next 0.75, the next 3/4 of a mile, as at 75 to 8, not a 75 to 80, maybe like an 80 to 85% clip, I would say. Like, you imagine, like, feel it, I would say. And if you have the ability to do that once and then have a recovery sort of like stretch after it, it doesn't have to be, even if it's the day beforehand, if you're able to do that, I think, to push yourself, even if that's way too out of your comfort zone, based on your own kind of like ability and mobility, then don't do that. But if you are not an unfit guy but just need to work on your cardio, then do it, I would say. And even if you hop on the treadmill or you go for running a mile and you're like, oh wait, my cardio is really not that great, then you might have to just suffer it, because cardiovascular ability, if he's 13 and he's been pumping it, oh, it's a thunderstorm. Oh no. Okay. Okay, give me a second. Oh man. Okay, but if it's, if he's 13 and he's been pumping it, look at what a wonderful sunrise. Wow, look at that. Great. That's beautiful. Yeah, but if he's 13 and he's been pumping it, he has an immense cardiovascular ability, meaning that he has the ability to pump the juice for 2 miles pretty easily. And if you end up running and you're like, okay, a mile and a half is a lot, and the thought of going 80% after that is too much, and I hate to say it, it's going to be difficult. But if you can do that, and you can train yourself to do that at whatever capacity you can, and then you have the ability to do something like doing an hour, and I do literally mean that, an hour before bed, doing yoga or stretching, and take it slow. Maybe you listen to a podcast, or maybe you're even listening to a live stream, like what happens to be happening right now, and that sort of thing. And you push yourself like that. If you have the ability to do a good amount of rest and recovery, if you have the time to do that, and the motivation to do that, the reality is if you can push yourself and then do that mobility and stretch and relax and do yoga and maybe even decompress, maybe even put on some music, or even don't listen to anything, all of those things will actually help you, especially with the mobility when it comes to your hips and it comes to your legs, when it comes to your back and your spine and your neck. Those things will actually help you settle into your bed way better at night. And you'll be able to sleep a lot better if you can do that. Now, it takes a lot of, willpower to do that sort of thing. If you can do that, I recommend doing that based on whatever relative level of time you have, along with your relative level of fitness, I would say, too. So that's what I would say, but I would not push it. If it's tomorrow, then don't do that tonight. It's too late. If you have a week, that's a way different experience. If you have a week, I would say you should start to level yourself up. And I say run a mile every single day for the first 2 days at your own pace, and then up the pace by maybe 30% for the next day. And then the day after, run 2 miles and run as slow as you can, and do it for the next 2 days too. And then maybe try to up the pace there. And then for the last day, maybe just try to jog another, 2 miles, or maybe the entire distance of it. And then at the end of it, push a bit through and do a bit of a burn in terms of like actually at the end of the day, try to really, really push, and especially even if you can at the end of each one of those kind of training days, and do the mobility and stretching in between them. If you can, definitely try your best to, at the end, for like maybe even 30 seconds to a minute, go hard. Make it so that it hurts for like 30 minutes, 45 seconds, a minute. And that will make a huge difference when it comes down to how you actually feel about it. Your lungs are going to hurt for a second. Your brain, you're going to have to push through. It's going to give you that mental override. And those are the things that make the difference. Along with Cobble, we have you here too. Dude, it is good to see you. Happy Thursday. It's almost Friday, guys. Almost time for Friday night stream. But I do think, unfortunately, Cobble, I am going to put you into the stream book. but I do think that that is going to have to be it for tonight's stream. We do have a big day at school tomorrow, so I do want to make sure that I'm ready for it. However, if I can get to doing a bit of kind of thumbnail design, we are actually going to have a double episode day tomorrow, and then Friday night stream too, of course, which I am excited about. Hey, Explodecast, I'm happy, dude. Keep me updated. I'd love to know how the 5K ends up going. I don't want to ever be too optimistic, but I also know that you can definitely do it. The thing is, he's going to be able to gas it, as we're talking about, for probably the 2 miles. But the thing is, 2 miles is not that long. However, that's different for a lot of people, I would say. Like 2 miles, 5K is a significant thing, I would say. But if you run 10Ks, then a 5K is nothing, right? Like, if you're running 10Ks, which is not even a half marathon, it's still double a 5K. You know, it's still not even 5 miles. A 10K is still not even 5 miles. So I've learned over time that there are runners that are just running so much farther than you. And that has been inspirational for me because, like, wow, these people that I know, like even some of the people that I work with at the school that I work at, they are incredible runners and they can run for such a long period of time and run so far and so fast. I'm like, if they can do it, why can't I do it? It does take a lot. And it kind of speaks to that person's kind of fortitude, I would say, and resilience and perseverance and all those sorts of things, which is kind of cool, I would say. Oh, Cobble, dude, I'm sorry. I know. I wish we had more time. It is, unfortunately, Thursday night. Tomorrow, we will be able to get even more work done, I think. And again, we have maybe a double episode day tomorrow and live stream tomorrow and all of the different things. If you guys have not taken a look at today's video, please do consider taking a look at it. It has not been performing as well as the most recent ones, but it is one that I'm very happy about. It does seem to be the thumbnail, so maybe I'll be able to get a bit more work done on that, but it's almost time for me to head to sleep for tonight too. It's already 7:10, so it's time for dinner and time for maybe a bit more YouTube refinement. But anyway, it's been fun getting to hang out with you guys and get some adventure time here done. And it actually makes everything look a bit better with all of the resolution that we have now here with the Voxy mod too, so I'm happy about that too. Don't you worry, we will have our Friday night stream tomorrow, so I hope that you guys are excited about that. And I will talk to you guys all on the subside. And once again, please do consider taking a look at today's video. It would mean a lot to me, and maybe even consider leaving some hype as well. Good night, good night, good night, good night. Good night, good night, good night, good night. Good night, y'all. It's been fun, and I probably will say goodnight in the Discord as well, so if you are new here, definitely consider taking a look at that too. Alright, y'all, it's been a Midwestern goodbye, so I will see you all on the flip side.